Hello there everyone, and there is so much to talk about today, including one of the biggest, and actually the biggest monthly candle on Bitcoin. We're going to talk about also our trading challenge from 1 million to 10 million. We're going to talk about my $1.5 million Bitcoin short trade. We're going to talk about liquidity. We're going to talk about macro. We're going to talk about what we can expect from Bitcoin, whether the correction is going to continue and whether the actually all-time highs are next. So let me show you all the news. Let me give you an update on the ETF and everything else that is happening that is going to paint a very good picture as to what is coming. And then certainly I'm going to update you on my short trade. So without any further ado, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and know that you're in the realest place ever, because we have millions of dollars on the line. And in this particular account, 1 million that I've challenged myself to actually make 10 million out of by the end of this year. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, the realest YouTube channel, not just blah, 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 but actually putting money to work. And if you feel like doing so and helping me out, then would be very much appreciated if you could share this video with your friends, family members, colleagues, whatever. There is a share button down below here on YouTube, and that's very easy to do. So let's just get into it. And first thing, what we are seeing is, wow, monthly candle. Look at it. Insane, isn't it? And look at this performance of Bitcoin. Those who were saying, oh, Bitcoin is going to $10,000. Hi. Hello. Hi. How are you doing? Hi. Okay. We shall continue. All right, anyway, jokes aside, quick update on Bybit. We have spot, everything is the same, derivatives we're going to talk about once I give you all the details. Copy trading, we're actually doing quite well in our copy trading. Let's see, in the last 30 days, we made our followers $12,000 on this account, and actually that's like the last 2 weeks when it was very active. And on this account, we've made our followers $22,000 with 158 wins and only 60 losses. So if you want to copy our trades automatically, then go down the description of this video. There is a link to this website right here, copykralowtrades.com. You need to follow all the steps here, and you need to use the buttons here so that you're actually added to the whitelist. And you need to have a Bybit account that you create using my link down in the description of this video. And you can do so by using the link down in the description of this video. And you also will benefit by getting up to $30,000 initial deposit bonuses and all other bonuses you see on the screen, including the access to my Crypto Signals community for absolutely free for a lifetime. So, and you also are trading on an exchange that doesn't crash like Coinbase or some other garbage. So, or stupid FUD like Binance. So you're getting a lot of bonuses, and with one click you just can automatically copy my trades, which is pretty epic in my opinion if you ask me. But now let's move on. We're going to discuss spot. I already spoke about. There was nothing much happening in spot. In derivatives though, short trade or long trade, we're going to discuss. Because I did a crazy stream. Watch my previous video, which was a 2-hour stream where I opened a $1.5 million short live. So now, quick few news before we move on and talk about all the stuff that matters the most. We had PCE come out, which is the preferred gauge of inflation for Fed. And we saw that the forecast was 2.8. It came out in 2.8, so that's quite okay. And then also the main one, came out, forecast was 2.4, and it actually came out at 2.4. So very good, and we are literally 0.4% away from Fed target inflation rate. So that's very positive. So therefore, June rate cuts and more momentum on Bitcoin, very possible. Now, next huge amazing news is this right here. That actually on the 28th of February, which was the day before yesterday, we had a total inflow into Bitcoin spot ETFs at $700 million. Just let that sink in for a second. 700 million. It was a record day of inflows, and BlackRock alone accumulated $612 million. Insane. And yesterday we had only 100 million, but we saw again BlackRock again accumulated 600 million, but Grayscale dumped 600 million. So whatever, they keep dumping a little bit. Just we saw a very small number, but now it started increasing again. But again, it's all short term. So therefore, possibly Bitcoin is actually stagnating and giving us the opportunity to short it. But without jumping too much ahead, we'll get into it. What I want you to understand now, let me quickly pull up my calculator right here. And if we have $600 million of inflows, there you go, per day, is that correct? Yeah, that's 600 million, yeah. At, let's say, $60,000 per Bitcoin, that's 10,000 Bitcoin a day. And we have some miners, we have some dumps here and there, some people are selling. So let's say the true accumulation is, for example, I don't know, 3 times less, just broad numbers. So 3,300 Bitcoin is being picked up from the market daily, from the actual exchanges. So how much Bitcoin is there on exchanges? We know that, let's say, for example, supply of Bitcoin, 20 million. I know that in total it will be 21 million, but let's say 20 million. And we have, right now on exchanges, about what, 5%? So that's about 1 million Bitcoin is available in open supply. And we divide this by 3,333 accumulated per day by just the ETFs, just the ETFs. This means that in 300 days or 10 months, there will be no Bitcoin left on exchanges. So how many of these candles then are we gonna see in the coming months? Interesting, right? So, but I'm giving you all the bits and pieces slowly. And the same thing is actually, and we were seeing this crazy momentum from institutionals, because if you look at retail, the level of Googling of Bitcoin term itself, so like it shows how much interest there is from retail and how many people are actually Googling Bitcoin. It's not that much. Compared to previous bull run, it's nothing. And even then, we already have crazy extreme greed at 80. Insane. Look at it. Extreme greed. Without even retail being present. And we also have Coinbase crashing following Bitcoin pump to 64,000. CEO cites large surge of traffic. But even then, we're just sitting at nothing, basically. It's just all from institutions. But the FOMO, it just shows you how crazy the FOMO is going to be. And I know that at this point, you're saying that, Thomas, why are we talking anything about shorting Bitcoin if all this is happening? I'm going to get to it. And you being a smart individual, you're watching videos till the end. You're not a stupid imbecile who's like, oh, yeah, I'm reading the title and then I'm commenting. Just freaking animals. So you're watching till the end and you're going to understand the context like a smart human being. And add insult to the injury. What we are saying is that look at the volume that we have in terms of liquidity at 65,000, 66,000, 100 Bitcoin each. So maybe it's market makers. Maybe it's just big profit taking by some people who think that they need to make some money and just take some profits. But this means that the price could be pushed higher to even 75K, because look at how much liquidity there is. 1,000 Bitcoin is sitting between 65 and 75. So this is big liquidity, and we don't know whom it's coming from, but nonetheless. However, at this point, we're looking at a different perspective. At this point, let's have a look at this liquidity, which actually looks at bottom liquidity, the liquidity that actually is residing below. And what we're gonna see here is a slightly different story. We have a huge empty pocket all the way to $50,000, which just shows that if we were to have a correction, it could fly down to the next liquidity level of like 50K-ish, 47 to 50K relatively easily, like shit through duck. So, shit through a duck. Wow, that was what a metaphor. But anyway, it actually paints a very good picture. So, because, and also, if we look at liquidations, then we're going to see that at the day when we saw this surge to 64,000 when I was streaming, there was a lot of long liquidations as well as short liquidations. But yesterday, with just this tiny move down, let me put on automatic. With this tiny move down, which arguably is just nothing, we had already $220 million worth of longs being liquidated. So if you think about it, if it drops to 55,000, which also would be not a very big correction, but there would be so many longs liquidated, it would be a bloodbath. It will be an Armageddon. And this is how market makers and liquidity providers and this whole ADL stuff I've discussed in the stream would actually help big players to make money. So it would only make sense. So therefore, right now there is two pictures, quite frankly. There is a good reason why we could just keep pumping, just no tomorrow. And there is also a good reason for us to go lower. So I know that it's like, what the fuck are you going to do with this information? So I'm just the realist one. I'm just showing you how it is, what we analyze at any given moment, and I'm gonna keep updating you. So subscribe, hit that notification bell immediately. And let me show you what I'm personally doing. For one thing that we're actually currently looking at in terms of our projection, we're also using different interesting neural networks and AI, and also Fibonacci, but not in the terms of the standard Fibonacci we're sometimes using. And this has proven to be quite accurate in combination with our strategy that we're using, because my strategy is very accurate. It is very systematic. It's not always profitable, but it is very systematic. And what we're using sometimes is the Fibonacci time targets. And currently, using this analysis, what we are seeing is the following: that in the time periods, and this has been proven again quite accurate previously, but it's not 100%, it's all about probabilities. The time period between the 3rd of March into the 9th of March, there is a statistical probability of a correction, but between March 12 and March 15, the continuation of the parabola to the upside. But then the question is, how big will be the down move during this time, and will it happen at all? So let me explain what I'm personally expecting right now and what I'm personally doing with my trade with this challenge to 10 million. And for this, let's go to the perpetual. And let me show you my short trade. So I already have some small profit on this short trade right here as realized, but it's more for the funding rate. However, this was, as you've seen it before, this is the same trade I showed you during the stream. So I was building it in this up move. And actually, when the price crashed down to like 58.6, I had about $80,000 in profits, but I didn't take it because, quite frankly, I expected it to go lower. But right now, I'm not we're just consolidating to the side, and we're going into the weekend, so we'll most likely consolidate, maybe go a bit lower. But with everything we're seeing, I'll be just absolutely honest. Shorting right now is extremely dangerous. So just because of everything I just showed you, right now we're like 50-50. We could go up, we could fucking go down. So in this instance, but there is a very good chance of very big, nice parabola to the downside, just liquidating people and making market makers make money. However, again, with this kind of pressure from the ETFs and stuff, it's really hard. But we need to place these trades. Why? Because we need to turn 1 million to 10. If it wasn't for the challenge, I wouldn't be even entertaining any short traders at all. But at this point, we are expecting that it might happen. So the correction has to happen sooner or later. It's just a question of when. Is the correction going to come from 64 or 70, 74, 84? Honestly, no one knows. And if anybody tells you, oh, I know personally, precisely, is either a lunatic or a scammer. So for me, in this short trade, what I have now, I descaled it. So it used to be $1.5 million short. And since we didn't have initial impulse, even though I believe we should go lower, according to my strategy, if we are not pushing in our direction with a strong impulse, we need to just deleverage it. So therefore, I closed half of it in a small profit right here, precisely at my entry point. So zero loss, small profit, and as you can see, small realized profit right here, and currently small unrealized loss. So it still is a $750,000 short, and my targets for this short is 57, and here you can see the orders on the screen, 57.5, 55.7 and 54,000. And this would be possibly the area where I would start thinking about building the long trade. And that long trade, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be very juicy. But now, if we do push higher, in terms of our analysis, what we believe is going to happen, we have a very strong order block at 63.6. And this is basically the vicinity where I would probably between 63.5 and 65,000, just because this is what a lot of the times, the big players really like to do. They really like to wick the price a bit higher and then finally go into the correction. And then possibly go into this target of like 55, because it's just historically for us, again, in terms of just simple technical analysis, very important support. And this correction would look very healthy, very beautiful, very nice, and would make us very good money. But oftentimes, before we actually move down, nothing is ever simple. We could have this kind of push higher and then the correction. So therefore, I will add, most likely I'm going to keep you updated, so anything can change at an instant, liquidity can change, and I will make an update. So trading changes like this, it's high risk, nothing is a guarantee. So I will be considering to add the same 750,000 again to make my entry price better and push it a bit higher. So, and then the targets for the short will be the same. Guys, remember about the copy trading. If you want to be doing nothing and copying, everything is at copykralowtrades.com. But if you want to be whitelisted manually, I'm gonna leave a link to the whitelist. You can just click it in the description and put in your Bybit UID, and you will be added manually to the whitelist within 24 to 48 hours while we are working with Bybit to increase the number of seats, because it's just stupid. But they're working on improving this so that there is no error, because right now if you're not whitelisted, you will click copy and it will show parameter error or some bullshit. So for now you need to be manually whitelisted, and there is a link to manual whitelist down in the description of this video. You just add your UID and wait for 24 to 48 hours and then just go click copy and it's gonna work. You'll be able to copy. And if you want to be trading yourself, remember about all the bonuses on Bybit, great exchange, and check out this quick tutorial as to how to trade with proper risk and money management and how to use proper trading tools and the platform itself. And as always, peace and love. Thomas Kralow, stay smart, stay very rich, and enjoy your weekend. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.